Hi, hope you guys are doing well. So today we'll be looking at our transform tools, how to change location by using the grab or move tool, the rotation tool, and the scale tool. And furthermore, after we're done with the basics, because we'll also be looking at this menu because these settings all can combine with these settings to give different results. As always, my shortcuts are over here. So the first one is obviously the location. For the location, you can use the move or the grab tool. All three of these are over here. You can actually click on move to move it on from over here. And for rotation, you can click on over here and then rotate it about over here, and then over this the scale tool to scale over here. But I recommend using the shortcuts. The shortcuts are pretty simple. For the grabbing or slash movement tool, you're going to go with the shortcut G, okay, and you can move it around anywhere you want. And when I do that, you can see that the values over here also change. These are based on the point of origin. Let me just turn off my 3D cursor, and this orange dot is our point of origin, and the current selected object which has this yellow outline, or if you have, let's just say, two objects which can be moved along. Okay, so the next thing is the rotation tool. You can go ahead and use R to rotate it in any direction you want, and again these values change. You can also manually remove this over here, click and drag, and you can actually change the rotation. Now the next option is the scale. You can click on the S key to scale it up and down as you wish, or you can use this to change the values if you want to scale, rotate, or move in a specific direction. You can combine it with the axis. For example, if I want to move this to move to x-axis, only move in x-axis, I'm going to go click on G and then click on X. Now as you can see, the red line is highlighted, and I can only move it in the x-axis. Or before we continue, please consider subscribing. Only 9% of you are actually subscribed. My goal is to reach 2.5k subs by the end of this year, and drop a like and a comment while you're at it. You can manually go ahead and change these values over here. And now if I'm only rotating the Y one, you can see that it's only moving along the Y axis. Or if you want to change all the values all together, you can just simply click on S, and all of these will increase on the same. Or you can go and SZ to move scale on the Z axis, or you can go R and Z to rotate on the Z axis. Now these are the basics, and these shortcuts can obviously be used in the edit tool mode as well. If you go into edit mode by hitting on tab, or by going it from over here, you can go into edit mode. But the difference is, right now in object mode, whenever I scale, rotate, or do anything, these values change as soon as I do that. But if I go into tab into edit mode and then scale it, and then I'll click on left mouse button, and now the scale is maintained, but as you can see, these values, they didn't change, they didn't scale up. So that's the difference between scaling, rotating, and moving in the edit or of the object mode. But the thing is, before you export anything out, okay, maybe let's just say these two are game ready assets or animation ready assets, and I want to move them into some other software, or maybe I want to rig them. These values need to be same. For example, the scale needs to be 1 1 1, rotation need to be 0 0 0, and the location should be 0 0 0 as well, because some certain modifiers in Blender or in other softwares won't work. If you're going to rig, there's going to be issues with that. So let's just say if I'm done modeling, let's just say I wanted this is a 3D model where I want it to be like sort of this. So if I do it in edit mode, yes, you can see these values are still the same. But what if I had made some changes in the object mode, like over here and over here, to actually reset all these values and keep these transformations? Either you can do them in edit mode or edit mode, but if you have done them in object mode, you're going to go ahead and click on Control A, and when you do this, you'll get this menu, and you can click on all transformations for all three of these, or you can go ahead again, Control A, and do only two of these. I'll just go with rotation and scale, and now you can see that the location and scale values are set to their default ones. So now I'll just add in another let's just say I'll add in a cylinder. Now I'm going to be showing you now how to combine these transformation tools with these ones to get different results depending upon what you want to learn. Now remember, G for movement, R for rotation, and S for scale. And in a specific axis, you can always just click on the axis: GX for X, GY for Y axis, GZ for Z axis, SZ for Z axis, SX for X axis, and SY for Y axis, R and X for X axis. rotation on the x-axis, R and Y on for rotation on the y-axis, and RZ on the z-axis. And remember, your point of origin matters. If I were to, let's just say, change this let me go to rotate mode. Now the point of origin is over here. So now if I go ahead and rotate it, you can see the result is different. So it actually matters, the point of origin matters where it is. Furthermore, now we'll actually move on to these options. So as you can see, this is currently set to global. This actually means that it is using the global coordinates for location, rotation, and scale. If you go ahead and check it to local, this will use the local, which are sadly is currently the same as the global one. So it actually won't show you any difference. Let me just go to edit mode and R and X do this. And now if I go into local one, the result is going to be slightly different. Okay, so and this is the normal one. Normals are basically where the faces are pointing. For example, this face is pointing upwards, this face is pointing downwards, so it will it mostly works with extrusion well. It doesn't work well with the movement or etc., but it does work with movement. For example, if I want to just go into face select mode, you can change the mode from this is used to select faces, this is to select edges, and this is to vertices. You can do solve them with the keys above your alphabet keys. Okay, above your alphabet key there are number keys 1, 2, and 3. 1 for vertices, 2 for edges, 3 for faces, as you can see. But if I click on number pad 1, 2, 3, and so on, if I click on number pad 1, you can see that my viewport changed. Viewport direction change. So this is actually a good point. 7 is for top view, 1 is for front view, 3 is for side view. So in on number pad. Okay, but these are used to change vertices. But if I actually go ahead and select this, and now I have selected normal, so this normal is pointed this over in direction. So if I start moving it, it's start moving over here, or I can do something really weird stuff like this. But for the most part, you're going to be using only these three ones, usually mostly these two, and maybe sometimes the normal one. I haven't been using these three ever. So the next one is the this median point in usual origin at 3D cursor one. Basically by default it's currently rotating, scaling, or whatever is doing based on this point of origin. But if I change this to individual origins, okay, right now it's set to median point. Currently this is point origin of our cylinder, and this is the point origin of our cube, but the median point is somewhere around here. So if I start rotating it, as you can see my dotted line is over here, so the middle point or median point is over here, and it's rotating it based on that middle point. Blender is calculating that. But if I change it to individual origins, the cube has origin over here and the cylinder has origin over here, so now they rotate. If I rotate them, they rotate around their own origins rather than the median point. Let me just show you again. Okay, median point versus individual origins. And if I go into the active element one, now currently both of these are selected, but this is our active element, the one that has the yellow outline, but the origin one isn't our active element. So now it's going to start rotating on the even the cube is going to start rotating based on this axis. If I select this one and then select this one, now this is again our active element, and these two are our passive selected element, and again they're still going to move around based on its portion of origin. If I select the light, and then now they're starting to rotate around the light's point of origin. The other one is 3D cursor and bounding box. Obviously if I turn on the 3D cursor, they all start moving, rotating, scaling based on the 3D cursor, so I don't think that requires much explanation. The next setting is snapping. Now there are two types of snapping. One is only useful, will be mostly useful in the object mode. The other is going to be useful in edit mode. So by default it's set to increment. What does increment mean? And increment and grid are pretty much the same in my opinion. I usually use only increment. I rarely use grid one, but I'll just explain. You can see that we have these squares around our square grid, and there are bigger squares, and then there are smaller squares within those squares. So if I start G and moving, and also this one setting only works with the grab start movement tool with the G shortcut. It doesn't work with scale or rotate one. Okay, just to let you know. And if you want a specific rotation angle for some of your rotation one, you can always again go ahead and manually just write in the value. It will give you more accurate results if you want that. You don't have to worry about them. So if I just start now moving over here, as you can see, it actually moves one small square at a time. And if I zoom out, now I can't see these small squares, I can only see this bigger one, I can't see the inner one. So now it's going to move one big square at a time. So that's what the increment one does. The next one is the vertex, edge and face one. We'll have to go into edit mode. I'll just go click on my cube and then tab into edit mode, and now I'll just change into click on one to go into vertex select mode. And these all works with the same. Basically the vertex is going to snap one vertex. If you're going to select it, it's going to snap to another vertex, and by default it's set to closest, and then the closest vertex it gets, it's going to snap into that, or into center or medium and active. We're mostly going to be using the closest one. Same with the edge, same with the face. I'll just show you how the vertex one works. So I'll just click on this vertex and then G and move, and let me just as you can see, it just starts trying to combine with the nearest vertices. And remember, when by combine I actually mean on the same position as the existing vertex. Okay, it doesn't mean that there will be only a single vertex. For to combine two vertices into a single one, I'll select this both and click on M, and then I'll click on at center. Okay, now these two are combined into one vertex in the center. And if I just go ahead, and currently this one is white and this one is yellow, so this one is our active vertex, and I'm going to click on M again, and when it says at last one, so this is the last one I selected and it is active one. So again I click on M. Now I click do that, if that vertex combined to one. So now these are a singular vertex. I again click on Control Z, and again now I'll just try to show you the edge one, and I click on 2 to go into edge selected mode. We have this edge selected. Now if I start moving it, you can easily see it actually is trying to combine with the lower edge over here. The face one will also do the same thing, but you'll mostly be using the vertex edge one, maybe sometimes the face one, but it depends. Now also you can turn on your effect. You can by default it's set to move. You can also do that with rotation or scale as well. Scale as well, and you can turn on all three of them at a single time or differently, but you will probably be just using the default move one. I don't think you will be using the others one. The last one I guess is the proportional editing. You're going to have to click on O shortcut key to turn this on or off. Okay, or you can actually just manually turn it on or off, and these are the options, basically how the area affecting will work. So it can be smooth, spherical. I'll just show you the smooth one. So you can click on A to select all, and then right click and then subdivide. I'll just do it twice, and if I select this vertex and then start going G, as you can see we have an area of influence. If I scroll my mouse wheel, the area of influence starts increasing, and it will start affecting the other vertices as well. It can work with rotation as well, okay, and scaling as well. So I think that's about it for today, and I'll see you. Please leave a like and comment, and I'll see and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and watch another one of my videos, as that's how the YouTube algorithm works. It's a small channel and it won't cost you anything. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.